Paola. We are live. How are
Yes.
you?
I'm sorry, we had a little bit of problems, but I
No,
mean,
not at all.
it's like, I think it's the beauty of being live, you know, to have some kind of, you know, miracles, accidents, let's call it. But here we are, right?
Yes, we are all connected and we all are ready to like rock and roll now. So how you been, Paola?
Thank
How's
you.
the entire situation in Italy?
Everything is good. I mean, despite of the situation, Renu,
Right.
things are okay. We are healthy.
Thank
The
God.
lockdown, it's already happening for a couple of months. Hopefully by first week in May, everything will
Right.
be fine.
Yes.
But I'm very happy to thank you for inviting me, Renu.
Thank
This
you
is
for
great. This is my first time actually. It's my first Instagram you know, interview, and that's why I'm very excited. So thank you for making me part of your community.
Oh, you're
And
always welcome, Paola. You're always welcome.
thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, so guys, I would just like to introduce Paola. Paola is the head of Futurist, a luxury marketing intelligence agency that carries out projects for clients in the global luxury sector. Also, a creative director of Trend Vision, independent observatory of Vicenza Fair. Paola is best known for developing the Jewellery Trendbook forecasting global jewellery design trends. She began her career as a jewellery designer, and today she designs projects and education programs for buyers and government organizations and gives seminars at various international trade fairs. So Paola, thank you so much, and that's like an amazing experience of 20 years in the jewellery industry. That's really wonderful. So first
Thank
of
you.
all, yeah, thank you. So I would like to know, Paola, that how did the idea of starting Jewellery Trendbook Forecasting come about?
Well, I started in the early 90s. I was living in New York. That's where I was born in Italy. I moved to New York City to finish up my studies. And I started as a jewelry designer. I was lucky enough to starting immediately in the fashion slash jewelry industry. My first job was with Fendi. Then I went to Ferragamo, worked with with Swarovski. But
Nice.
in the like in the 90s, one of my boss that was coming from Prada asked me to start putting together design directions report, basically a
Okay.
forecasting report for the jewelry industry. And that's where I honestly didn't know how to do it. It was my first time. I wasn't familiar with that. What I did is I started talking to friends that they were in the fashion industry, and I
Okay.
went to Paris for my first time attending a textile show, which was like, it's still happening. It's like the world most prestigious textile show, which is Premiere Vision. And basically they work almost a year ahead, even more, a year and a half ahead of
Okay.
time. And
Okay.
I basically collected this information and translated for the jewelry industry.
Wow. Wow, that's really, really amazing.
Mm.
So Paula, I'm going to be asking you a few questions. And guys, all of you all are absolutely free. You know, we have Paula here with us. So please type in your questions. And she would love to answer them as much as, you know, like as much time as we have. So Paula, first of all, to begin with, I would like to ask you that tell us, how will the current situation benefit and reshape the jewelry industry?
Well, you know, it's already happening. I mean, it's like, I think, you know, of course, I always have a positive approach to life in general, but it's not just a personal perspective. I think that nature, in a way, creates some kind of situation, let's call it, you know, trauma, or to kind of reset. And this, you know, outbreak is really resetting the world and also, of course, this industry. So definitely technology, and this is what we are doing right now, is playing already a great role into the development of the jewelry industry, which is not going to be the only element, but definitely is the most important element for communication. And then later on, we'll talk about how it changed, because also technology is changing its communication and its language. And I think that, you know, the jewelry industry and the luxury industry has to assimilate these changes.
Right, absolutely. So, Paula, moving on, tell us what will be the trends be for the coming years?
know. I mean, honestly, Renu, in which way are you talking about? Jewelry? Are you talking about business? Which part? I mean, it's like
Both,
that.
both of them, jewelry and
Well,
business, both.
well, before I get into products, I want to talk about business, and I think it's the most important thing because we cannot create products unless we don't understand the context,
Right.
meaning the social cultural shifting that it's happening. Like I said, it's like we're going through like the phygital, having a phygital reality will be very, very important. I wrote a couple of notes here. So creating online platform, they are connecting designers, brands, and retailers and consumers is very crucial for the old jewelry, let's say the luxury and the jewelry industry in general. Product will also, they are changing, right? They will be changing because the value of consumers are changing. How are they changing? They're changing because the values are, you know, we will have less money, like we are facing a global recession in the immediate term and medium term, okay?
Right.
So that means that the old money, like the jewelry industry is the first to get hit and the last one to start. Because in theory, jewelry are not necessary, even though, like just last week in Shanghai, Hermes opened his flagship store, and the first day they sold $2.7 million in that, you know, for that store. What does it mean? That there is some kind of revenge shopping attitude for consumer, but at the same time there is kind of the desire of wanting to live and react to, you know, disaster. So even though we are facing challenging time, there is some kind of urge for humanity to say, I want to live and I want to live well. So we will be purchasing luxury goods, but design is not going to be fast forward because it's not ethical anymore. I mean, if you think about it, the concept of fashion, fast forward fashion and fast design, it creates more pollution. It creates more problems. So I think that this is something that we're now studying with our trend book, which is out in a couple of months.
Nice.
Slow acceleration, meaning slow design, slow fashion. But what do we mean by slow? More quality, less quantity, better design.
Okay. So, Paula, when you talk about design, is there any specific designs which you think are going to be coming up now? Like, you know, in terms of, say, setting of a ring. You think that now pressure setting is going to be more in fashion or more in vogue compared to a solitaire, for example?
Well, I'm not, I don't want to just say that. I mean, again, the concept of vogue, meaning in fashion, I think I don't think it is it. I would talk about good design, everlasting design, and maybe affordable design versus, let's say, more like precious design. I would say that definitely, if we want to talk about diamonds and you want to talk about natural diamonds, and I think the concept of, I mean, after this crisis that we are facing, and we know that the bridal, you know, world and the wedding season kind of froze all over the world, in India and abroad. People is postponing the wedding, but people will want to get married even more. So exchanging vows and exchanging something that is there to last and meaningful, I actually think it will accelerate and will bring back strongly natural diamonds, of course. Because of, you know, because of this crisis, I think not, because diamonds will have even more values, especially natural diamonds.
Nice.
And I think that is not going to be, again, like I said, it's not about being in vogue. I rather feel that design is going to be more quality and last. So now, if you want to know about trends, I see that right now it's like we have this concept of opti-minimal, or a new minimalism, which is associated to being functional design, something that you can wear every day, affordable. I see also the development of some demi jewelry more because of the price. But at the same time, I also feel that craftsmanship and incredible jewelry like you guys are doing in India will
Okay.
be even more like, and even like holistic jewelry. By
Okay.
holistic jewelry is like jewelry that are like healing your soul, like
Oh, lovely.
gemstones and
Right.
everything that is more kind of almost spiritual jewelry.
Right. So something which connects to your soul, you know, that's what you mean by holistic jewelry, is it? Something
Yes,
which connects
yes,
to your soul,
exactly, yes,
and you feel more empowered when you wear such jewelry.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, so yeah, exactly. I mean, there are like, I see jewelry like people, there is not one particular direction. It's
Right.
like the world is eclectic. But if I had to divide it into main category, like I said, I would talk about a everyday jewelry, which is this
Okay.
what we call opti-minimal. I would talk about this kind of slow design, which is it's not associated to one style, but it's better design, better quality, things that last.
Okay.
Gemstones, jewelry, and kind of rough gemstones,
Oh,
and
nice.
and really like gemstones that can be healing your soul. But
Okay.
very very important also is like jewelry like estate jewelry, so collectible pieces
Oh,
from
lovely.
our past, historical
Lovely.
pieces which are can be vintage or even older, carved
Right.
stones. And
Mm-hmm.
you guys have some incredible pieces from your heritage,
Right.
which are incredible. But that is kind of a trend that it's happening everywhere in the world. And what I say, let's call it demi jewelry or semi-precious,
Okay.
because especially young people, we want to wear and jewelry, and also this gender fluid feeling of
Hmm.
jewelry that can be worn for men and women. So we're going to
Oh,
be seeing
lovely.
a lot of links, a lot of piercing, mix and match earrings, which we already started seeing. But again, jewelry that don't just go out of fashion in 6 months. Also because jewelry are supposed to stay. They're not. They shouldn't be
Yeah.
disposable.
Right, right. So, Paula, when you spoke about natural diamonds are here to stay, you know, I would like to know that people are going to be opting between natural diamonds or, say, colored gemstone because of the price factor. Which one of the two you
No.
think?
I honestly don't have this kind of. I personally, when we study this let's say cluster market
Okay,
clusters, I wouldn't say that people prefer gemstones over diamonds.
right,
They are. It's
right.
like saying, do you prefer a blonde or a brunette, or do
Okay,
you prefer one place? I mean, I think that diamonds have their own position, their own magic, which is
right,
regardless of anything. And often diamonds are associated to gemstones as well. I mean, gemstones and diamonds, they go together. In fact, very often diamonds enhance gemstones. But I would say
right,
that in modern time, also, first of all, in Europe, people were exchanging, let's say, getting engaged also with colored gemstones, like with sapphire and diamonds, ruby and diamonds, and so on. Versus in North America and other places, people were mainly getting engaged with diamonds only.
right,
Um, I would say that really there are no more rules. That's what I would say.
right.
I think that there is a siloless mentality. That's what I would say. That
Okay,
now people, it's really doing what they feel and what they like and what
right,
is meaningful for them. But
right,
I
right,
wouldn't say that diamonds are more than gems. So diamonds have their
right,
own mystery, allure, and beauty,
right,
and they will always be the most important.
right.
But I would say that gemstones reflects also the color of your soul, your muse.
Absolutely, Paula. Yes, yes, yes. So I guess, you know, it's a lot to do with your personal choice. It's a
Mm,
lot to do with how you feel from within when you want to wear the diamond or whether when you want to wear the gemstone. It's a personal choice.
exactly.
So, oh, lovely. Thank you, Paula. That was really very insightful because I really had too many doubts in my head that whether what kind of designs are going to be, like trends in the next few years, whether diamonds are going to be most running or whether gemstones. But I think your answer was just so beautiful. It was just so simple and just so crisp. You know, I got all my answers. Thank you so much for that wonderful insight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Uh,
much.
so moving on, Paula, I would like to know that what is the next big shift in marketing?
Well, I would say that like we started, I mean, it's like I think the big shift is experiential marketing, you know, more and
Okay.
more. And technology is playing a big role.
Okay.
Now, what did it change in the last month? I would say that live events like the one that we are doing, it's going to grow. I think that, you know, people want like emotional technology, what we call the human touch.
Okay.
Yes, video are nice, beautiful video and very well produced video are entertaining.
Right.
But people will also, they also like to be there at that time in that present moment. It's like the
Right.
present is the gift. So the fact that
Ah,
there are like
nice.
thousands of people that right now they are watching this event or another event. Right now, if you are on Instagram, it's full of live events. And it's
Yes.
kind of like they're like parallel realities. I mean, you can enter in any room you want,
Yes.
anytime, based on your idea. Now, but it's going to be more challenging going forward. So, meaning that it's not, don't take it for granted, meaning that people will remain engaged to be online and like, let's say, use these kind of marketing platforms and communication platforms, but they will become more sophisticated. And by sophisticated, I don't mean that everything has to be polished, but they
Okay.
want to live the real experience. They want to have people that they're kind of, it's almost a new way of doing show business. It's a
Okay.
show business that has to be
Ah.
intelligent,
Okay.
entertaining, fun, real, authentic. So it's like right now we have like millions of actors online that they are
Right.
just, you know, playing the roles. But
Right.
then sooner or later, people, after entering all these roles, this room, they're going to pick those that they really like. And they're not
Right.
going to be 5,000. They're going to be less. It's going to be a filter. So this is a great opportunity for shifting. Another
Right.
thing I see, the companies
Oh
will
yeah.
have to find their own online identity, and images will become more important. Like we said, images speak louder than words, basically.
Absolutely, Paul. I totally agree with that. So tell me, Paula, I believe it's going to get really competitive online because everybody's going to be trying to like upload their pictures, work on their e-commerce, work on their website. So when things will get so competitive online, how can a brand adopt a strategy so that it's, you know, it stands out? So what sort of strategy you think that a brand should adapt, you know, in this situation?
Well, you know, I think it's like it is competitive, yes,
Yes.
but it's like it's competitive like if you go at a show. So let me explain. There is a lot of people that they do jewelry, or many people that do fashion, or many stores. But then if you think about it, that you are in Mumbai, in Paris, or Delhi, or New York, you walk, you see thousands of stores, and then sometime you stop. And you don't stop everywhere, right?
Right.
Because even though they all have a sign, they all have products outside, they all have the windows, but some people are eye-catching, some people don't.
Ah.
Some
Right.
people, they know how to merchandise, some people
Right.
don't.
Right. Right.
And it's not, and what's going to make the difference is going to be like the insights and the content. And
Hmm.
not everybody is skillful with content. Now,
Right.
that's where creating alliances would be crucial. Meaning you're gonna have the good Instagrammer, you're
Yes.
gonna have the good editor, you're gonna
Yes.
have the good designers. I mean, everybody's going to be skilled in something,
Absolutely,
but
Paula.
when people think that they can do everything, they will not succeed. Because the truth of the matter is everyone is skilled in something, because you need to be excellent. And when there is too many people doing something, they are not excelling in anything. So that's why, yes, you're going to have a lot of, you know, stuff online. You have it already. But like I said, curating your
Okay.
image, your logo, your product, your visuals, your palette,
Oh,
the
wow.
type of photography that you will be showing. I mean,
Wow.
if you study online the very good account,
Wow.
they study from, again, the palette, the type of
Wow.
photography, the type of
Right.
messages. There is a consistency, there is a branding strategy behind that can
Wow.
be associated to an Instagrammer, a professional, a brand, and unfortunately not everybody's skilled at it. So that's why at the end the competition will shrink a lot.
Right, right, right. So Paula, recalling, so we have to keep our game, ahead by making sure that our content is very important, and visually, whatever we post really should appeal to our customers, should appeal to our audience. Because
Yeah,
as you very rightly mentioned, that first thing that will catch anyone's attention
yeah,
is your visual photograph. So we really need to make sure that visually it's very well photographed, our palettes are very well chosen, and our content, because content is the king on social media. Content has to
absolutely.
be really, really,
Yeah,
really powerful. And I also believe that content has to be honest. What I feel from inside should be
yeah,
projected, when we write.
yeah.
Right, right. So Paula, I'm a bit distracted with the rings that you're wearing. Can you please show us what rings are you wearing? I can see something
I'm
really
wearing
beautiful.
this ring that was created by my cousin. It's with pearls. It's like a toy.
Okay.
It's pearls that they're hanging, and I like
Oh,
it because it's like a
nice.
toy. And then
Nice.
I'm wearing this ring by Farah Khan, which is a very fan
Oh,
of mine.
nice. Right, right,
I think
right.
it's very nice ring. I wear. It's. I'm wearing a friend ring.
Nice, nice. And I'm sure that you feel very powerful, right? Because, I do remember going to Farah Khan's boutique and seeing her rings, and they were really, really, really beautiful.
Yeah, well,
So,
I'm wearing things that they are meaningful for me. They're not just jewelry, but they're
absolutely.
jewelry of people that I love. So somehow I'm wearing.
Uh,
Does it make sense? Jewelry is not just a matter of the price or what it is in terms of material, but the meaning behind. So when I wear things of people that I love and that I know they love me, I feel more
of
powerful.
course. So talking about jewelry, Paula, I would like to know that what is that one piece of jewelry which you would like to buy, once you're out in the market?
Well, I love earrings in particular, but I also love rings.
Okay.
Earrings, because earrings, as you can see, I mean, first of all, nowadays we are mainly on screen. It's the era of selfie and portrait. Most
Right.
of the time we are showing from the middle up.
Right.
And
The,
so
the midriff top.
basically, especially women, what you show it a lot, it's ears rather than
Yeah.
hands, most of
Right.
the time. I love ear cuffs in particularly.
Oh,
I like,
nice.
piercing and ear cuffs. I like them a lot. Exactly.
Right.
And I don't have many piercing on my ears because I don't have it, but I like when women wear different type of piercing.
Nice.
I do. I also love necklaces, but necklaces, I think that especially when you are online, I think they are less impactful rather than earrings, because also it's good to, I mean, I like to look, I can be formal, but I like also to be casual and very
Right.
easy. So
Easy. Yeah.
I like easy. I think it's more contemporary to be easy
Easy.
and accessible.
Yes, yes, absolutely, Paula. Thank you so much. So moving on, I would like to know, in your opinion, what new direction will the global industry evolve into?
Well, it's like are we talking about shows? Are we talking about retailing? Are we talking about there is any particular, because it's like
Yeah,
in
so we're talking
general?
about, yeah. So, in fact, somebody had also asked that what will be the future of shows be? So maybe you could start with talking about like the shows, and then we could go to the retailing.
I think the whole thing is like, I think when I started the conversation, I talked about experiential
Yes.
luxury, and experiential luxury stands for also jewelry. It's like, do we need jewelry? Yeah, we do need jewelry if they are associated to experience. And like now go more and more the jewelry industry, but every industry will be definitely more digital. But I
Okay.
would say also digital, meaning physical, off and online, and
Right.
everything has to work together. So I
Right.
believe shows will continue to be there, but
Okay.
it will the competition will be in making it entertaining. So
Okay.
whatever people wants to find online, they will want it also offline. So they want to have, like, if I have to go to a show going forward, I want to live the experience. I want to live the cultural experience. If, for example, if I go to, I mean, the GJPC is working on a new show in Jaipur, but can be also for Mumbai, can be also for Las Vegas show, could be also for Italy. It's like, if people has to fly, they like to fly somewhere where it's not just buying jewelry, but the whole thing is enriching yourself. So if I go to a show, I want to be entertained with how the windows will be done, who am I meeting, networking, what kind of food I'll be eating, what kind of parallel event the show organizer is putting together. Is going to be about content. So what I'm saying is it's about experience. Because right now we need to be so much entertained that we need to be entertained online and offline.
That's so true.
But the show cannot just end that week or after 3 days. The show must go on all year round. So what I think the jewelry show, the show and the industry has to do is to service the industry, providing people with support, with service, with education, with inspiration, and maybe support in promoting the goods. It depends in which part of the business you are. If you're selling or buying, if you're promoting or wearing, does it make sense? But basically, it's not just, we are omni-channel, and this omni-channeling or being multi-sensorial will be happening in any business, in particular in a business where it's not necessary, but it's necessary because we need dreaming and we need to feel alive. And when you feel good about yourself, you feel alive.
Right. Very nice, Paola. Paola, there was two people have asked questions about CVD. Would you like to address them? They've asked the future of CVD and how is lab-grown diamonds going to change the retail consumer market?
Well, I answered actually a few days ago. I already answered online. I think I was on a webinar about lab-grown diamonds and so on. I am not against. I mean, I always feel like it's the same. To me, it's similar to the question of what about gemstones and what about diamonds?
Correct. Absolutely
what about
correct.
Natural diamonds or lab-grown? I believe natural diamonds will be always desired by people, always. But it's like saying, do you prefer a gold ring with no design, or a beautiful sterling ring with gold accent with incredible design? Well, honestly, you know, it depends. I mean, I definitely want to wear something beautiful. So if you're giving me a beautiful piece of jewelry with lab-grown diamonds versus a basic, just basic, not great diamonds, but they're natural, I might go for the lab-grown. Okay? But at the same time, because I'm not just buying the stone itself, I'm buying the meaning, I'm buying the design, I'm buying the object. Now, natural diamond, does it make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I'm buying what I like and what I love. And what I love, to me, it's mostly is the design, more than anything. And if the design includes natural diamonds, I would definitely pick natural diamond versus lab-grown diamonds.
Right.
I think that the diamond industry now more than ever has to be aware of design and use this precious diamond, these precious unique stones better than ever before. Because one day we'll be out of them, and we need to use them very preciously.
Right. So again, coming down, you know, it all depends upon your personal preference. You know, what do you like? What appeals to you? You know, whether it's lab-grown, whether it's natural, whether it's white diamond, it's gemstone. It all depends upon you. So, somebody's asked this question, Harita Zaberi. I'll just read it out, Paula. Yeah. She's asking, what when mines are losing in production of mining diamonds? Alrosa's production is down to 9%. Where Argyle mines are already shut down their production. So I think Harita is trying to ask that the mines production is reducing. So that means that the natural diamonds are going to be less in the market. What happens, under such circumstances?
Well, it's like I'm familiar with the Argyle diamonds shutting down because I
Yes.
was the head of design for Rio
Nice.
Tinto
Wow. Wow.
for several years. And we worked on the Argyle project. In fact, we launched Nasrana in India.
Nice.
And that was done, was for the Argyle diamonds. I think that gives the value of diamonds, meaning that let's not take diamonds for granted. Let's not take anything for granted. Let's not take water for granted. Let's not take air for granted. Let's not take, I think that the COVID-19 showed very well how limited we are as humanity.
Absolutely, Paula.
How weak we are, that we have to protect and preserve Mother Nature, that we are powerless compared to what's happening around. This moment, I think it's kind of a global reset, a humanity reset. And in this particular, I want to call it active posing, if you're active. I think that if I'm here talking to you and you are listening, and sometimes I may be listening and vice versa, there is an exchange of roles of one another, because we are all learning from each other in this magic, in this time lapse that we are living. Also, diamonds is part of it. Diamonds one day will be out of them, and they will be even more precious what we have. What I see going forward, it's going to be a lot of upcycled diamonds from old jewelry and stock.
That's nice.
People will upcycle diamonds, but also gemstones, but also gold. And we are going like, many, some designers from like a few years already, they're using this concept of repêchage, which is a French terminology, but it doesn't matter. They know what it is. It's using pre-existing jewelry and remounting it and reinterpreting it in a different way. It's kind of treasuring something that already existed, and they use it as a component. And I know designers that they're buying auction pieces with precious pearls from the south, and they are remounting them in completely different way. And then it's an important trend, because it is not only ethical, responsible, but this piece of it happened with emeralds in the past. I mean, do you remember?
Exactly.
There are jewelry owned by very important royals that have been taken, reused, remounted. And it's something that will be happening even for you. I'm sure some bridal jewelry that were owned by your great-grandmother can be reinterpreted by maintaining the beauty, the uniqueness, the heritage of that element, but maybe revamping it in a way that you can use it every day.
You can use it every day.
You don't want to just wear it once a year or 3 times a year. Some pieces you want to maybe break it apart, or maybe kind of use it layering, that you can use it every day. And I think that's very ethical and very sustainable, conceptually.
Right. Thank you, Paula. That was a lovely insight. Chetan has asked us a question. He's asking, what is the future for sustainable jewelry?
Well, I think that I partially, answer now. I mean, it's like by saying what it is. I think that there is a future, because it's the future of our lives. I mean, it's about jewelry, it's about fashion, it's about environment. It would be more and more, and it is part of content, and it's about values. I mean, consumer values. Now, what's going to be important though? How are we narrating these stories? How are we storytelling this? How do you apply sustainability in your collection, in your business?
Oh, nice.
Another important point is not just being sustainable with your one piece of jewelry, but what do you do for your community? How are you helping your community? How are you creating a circular economy? How are you contributing from an ethical perspective to be sustainable, also helping others? Because if others are making money and they are not losing jobs, they will buy more jewelry because money go around.
Round.
So
Yeah.
it's a broader perspective of being sustainable. It's not a matter of just having, you know, using a certain type of diamond or just a type of
Right.
gold, but upcycling would be very important. Recycling, slow design, meaning not presenting thousands of meaningless products, but
Okay.
better is to present lesser product with
Right.
more meaning
I
and
agree.
quality, and maybe spend the money that you're using in making stuff and
Mm-hmm.
gold and diamonds in marketing your products, and
Wow.
maybe
Wow. I
align
like.
with your, maybe aligning and partnering with good designers and good
Right.
marketers and good
Right.
Instagrammer, and tell a
Right.
story. Because if you do
Right.
thousands of people that no one knows about it, and they look kind of all the same,
Right.
we don't need them. We
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
don't.
Wow, Paula, I'm so grateful. All your answers are to the point and they're so crystal and clear. Really,
Right.
I'm really loving this entire session. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you, Ria.
moving on, I would like to know what piece of advice would you like to give to someone who's making an entry, in our jewelry industry?
It,
You know,
in
we,
a, what are you saying? What kind
uh,
of advice?
what advice would you like to give to people who are entering our jewelry industry?
Well, I would tell, I mean, I would basically shoot this video and start, basically, say, look at this video, and it's a beginning. Well, my advice, I think, is very simple. Everything you do, either you do jewelry or any other business, do it with passion.
Right,
Dedicate
right,
yourself, study a lot, and I think that once, it's like we talked about this before. You said when you started being an Instagrammer, you said you didn't know anything and you
right.
studied a lot
Yes,
and you succeeded. And I think that, and especially when you do things not just for the sake of money, but for the
yes,
passion, and
right,
once you're passionate, things will come.
right.
And I think that's how I do things. I do things because I love it, because I
Nice,
believe in it. Maybe
nice.
I was blessed because I think I found my life purpose. It was a little
Right,
bit of luck and a
right,
little bit of God, and maybe God gave me, the awareness of my life purpose, but at the same
right.
time, I work very hard on it,
I'm
and I
sure.
never think I'm achieved. So if, no matter which business you start, if
Okay,
you start with this approach, with this angle, you
right,
will succeed. Never feel, even though you might reach a high ranking in your career,
right, right.
you never really are anywhere. There is
Yeah,
always somewhere a progress, an evolution.
right.
I mean, I honestly, I didn't even know how to have this call today. I mean, I didn't even know how to get into this Instagram live, and I'm so proud of saying that.
Of
You know
course.
why? Because showing your fragility is a sign of strength and willingness of to develop yourself to the next level.
Absolutely,
So if you're
absolutely.
entering any business with
Okay.
if you're humble, you're going to be successful.
Yes, yes. Sushma is saying that's so true. You are always learning. And let me just check if we have any more questions. Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask Paula. Uh, Gitanji is asking whether do you feel colored diamonds will gain popularity in Indian market?
Well, I think colored diamonds are popular, but not, of course, for the masses.
Okay.
They are rare, and as rare diamonds are sophisticated, I think is a niche market. Usually, the colored diamonds are expensive. I'm talking about the pinks and the yellow. I'm not talking about the browns, of course.
Right.
But I think that they are already in demand among,
Right.
let's say, the elite people and sophisticated people. They are already searching for this kind of product,
Right.
but of course, always associated to high design, to very good quality. I mean, so it's not just about the stone itself, but the surrounding. But I would say that colored diamonds are already strong, but
Yes.
among the elite and within the hot jewels range.
Right, right, right. So talking about that, Paula, what material do you think, people are going to be start using more to manufacture their jewelry?
Well, I would say that, gold will still be strong. And actually, like I said before, semi-precious material in combination with precious. We have seen, of course, a great growth of titanium more and
Okay.
more in the last few seasons. Titanium, it seems to be the material of
Oh,
the top designers, and carbons as well. I mean, there are like Niha Jani, which is a very famous
right. Oh,
Indian
yes.
designer, but also Lydia Cortey, but also Stephen Webster. I mean, there are many that I can mention. They're using titanium. The reason is because people like big pieces, especially
Okay.
with how jewels. They like big, pieces, but light. So
Oh, yeah.
jewelry should, because I love big earrings, but when
Okay.
they're very heavy I can't wear it. So with titanium, they have acquired knowledge and technology to create incredible shapes, sculpted pieces. Could be geometric, could
Okay.
be natural, could be organic, and they're very lightweight. And also metals that they can be cut, so they can do blue titanium,
Right.
pink, purple. So titanium, it seems to be the hot metal for the top
Okay.
designers.
Okay.
Carbon also. I mean, there are
Oh,
some
wow.
designers like Fabio Salini, which is in Italia, that
Oh,
has a
yes.
showroom in London.
Mm-hmm.
Fabio does incredible pieces. So I would say that designers more and more, they're using, let's say, alternative materials and metal, but that happened also at the beginning of the previous century with Art
Right.
Nouveau, that then evolved into Art Deco. So
Okay.
René Lalique was using shells, and in
Right.
combination with gemstones and wood, even Hammerle, the German
Oh, I
company.
love their stuff.
Emerle, I mean, they're using wood. They use like high technology, engineered
Yes.
pieces,
Yes.
organic material in
Yeah.
combination with, top technology. So
Yes.
I think that more and more, top jewelers and brands
Yeah.
will be mixing this material. I would say
Okay.
that recycled organic material will be used by young designers, which right now they're hot and booming.
Mm-hmm.
I think the indie designer, the independent designers, they have a lot to say and a lot to offer. And in addition, being native in digital, I think they can do a lot. I think there is a lot of space for them. In fact, there are a lot of Indian designers which I think they're doing great online, and they're doing international. One important note: think
Yes.
about that now your audience is global. It's not
Right.
local. And
Mm-hmm.
so the taste has to be appealing if you want to sell to the world. I mean, this video, this live will be watched by people all over the world. So
Right.
will be your earrings, your jewelry, your your
Right.
your
Oh,
your,
yeah.
your, your own character.
Yes, yes, totally. Paula, somebody wants to know what will be the trends in the bridal engagement ring. You think there will be a shift in that?
But I think honestly it will reflect, is I think is reflecting pretty much that it's happening. Of course, when you get married and people get married, they mainly they want to live a dream day, the dream of their day. But I also think is like, first of all, bridal jewelry. I mean, first we have to differentiate bridal Indian and bridal
Mm.
the rest of the world.
Right,
So
right,
bridal India is very traditional,
right,
even though of course we know very well that India, it's extremely modern nowadays, and they're
right.
mixing sneakers with sari, and they're mixing street style with grandmother necklace. I
Right, right.
think this versatile approach, this eclectic perspective, is
Okay,
also part of, I think that now India, it's extremely exciting. And so I would say that definitely heritage, I'm
okay.
talking about India, will be there, but with a twist. Like, when you see Anita Dongre in
Right,
India, that does this incredible piece, clothing mix, using traditional fabric but with a contemporary twist.
Right.
And I think this dichotomy of having past and present, it's very futuristic.
Okay. Absolutely. Manpriya, can you type in your question? I lost your question ahead. So Manpriya, let me just look for a question here. So she has asked, could you please explain what do you mean by siloless vision, please?
Well, siloless vision, it's a concept that we are, that's an interesting question. It's a concept that we are exploring for our Trendbook 2022, which we will actually announce our preview. Actually, I'm announcing it here on the Diamond Talk. We will start doing a series of Trend Vision Talks online webinar. And
Nice.
starting in May, and in June, we'll be presenting season 2022.
Wow.
The book is out in September, but
Wow.
in June we'll have a preview, which last year was in Las Vegas at Couture. This year, because of Couture is not there, we'll have it online.
Wow.
But siloless, really, it's a modern way of seeing things. It's like being omni-channel, not just by platform, but by mentality. It's like being boxy and silo, meaning in categories, is no longer working. I mean, only thinking jewelry or only diamonds or only a category, it's not it. The world now is expanded, it's broadened up. We are siloless in terms of geography, vision, time and space, offline and online, jewelry, gender fluid. So if we have that kind of creative vision that we can translate in our business, is our design methodology and approach, we can be successful. The 1900 as dividing cat, even like presenting your collection, if you presented only earrings, only rings, only bracelets, it's not working anymore, because people want mix and matching. They don't want to have the earring in one tray and like 100 trays later you find the ring. They want you to help them merchandise it and ultimately style it. So if you help people to style themselves, if you can provide them with service and vision, that's where you are helping them. So it's not just about selling a product, but selling a lifestyle or ideas that can project their lifestyle. Because I don't want to have your lifestyle, I want to have my lifestyle. Not because yours is not nice, but I want to be me, and all of us want to be ourselves.
Right. Wow, that's such a beautiful answer, Paula. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Listening to Paula is always very inspiring. That's a message which has come from Silveria. Sorry, I may not be able to pronounce it, but yes, you know, you've got a big compliment, Paula, because you're always so inspiring.
Thank you.
So, guys, do you have any more questions? Paula has answered most of them. And before we get locked down by Instagram, because we're almost about to get, you know, we're getting close to our 1 hour. So if you have Chetan, Chetan has asked how many pieces we need to design in collection according to international standards.
Well, you know, it depends. First of all, it depends if you are a consumer or a trade brand. It depends. I don't know what is your distribution. I think if you have your own personal question, you can also contact me privately on my Instagram account. You can follow me and ask questions, and then we can maybe exchange you know, information and stuff. You can check our website. In our website, you can send your inquiries in terms of information. For your knowledge, we also consult. That's what we do for a living. And we'll be launching a series of online courses related to this kind of topics: merchandising, curating, building a balanced product assortment, creating a design and product development cycle for large manufacturers, but also for independent designers. There is no one recipe for everybody. Everybody is very unique, and everybody has a different type of research. But Renu, before we leave, I want to thank you, because I like your energy, and I like your willingness and passion to succeed. And I like that you are a survivor and an hustler wanting to be successful online, and you are.
Oh, thank you, Paula. Thank you so much. So thank you, Paula. So that's
Thank
it,
you.
guys. So in case if you have more questions, please
Yes.
feel free to DM Paula, or you can also
Yes.
DM me,
To
and we
her,
will
yes.
definitely be more than happy to answer and to help all of you all. So Paula, thank you so much. It was
Thank you very
lovely,
much.
lovely,
Thank you.
lovely. Really,
Thank
thank
you
you.
to everybody. The same. It's an honor. Thank you, Rino.
Okay.
You're wonderful. Ciao.
Thank you, Paula.
Ciao. 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 Ciao.